See within 24 hours. Let me share my screen. Or can I get a thumbs up if you guys can see my screen? Okay, there you go. All right, so day one, diretso na tayo sa day one natin, of course. So we're gonna talk about the 5 days natin. We're gonna talk about a lot of stuff about the admin task itself. Lahat ng mga admin tasks mapag-uusapan natin dito, and we're gonna focus on the core responsibilities of an admin VA. And one thing that I like about discussing admin VA tasks is even when you already have found your specialization, for example, you're going to be a GHL Go High Level Expert, a global recruiter just like myself, or a US recruiter, you would still be able to use whatever you learn in this training kahit ano pa man ang trabaho mo, kahit anong specialization ang nahanap mo. Because, like for example, we're going to talk about email right now, and email will always be a part of your job as a virtual assistant, no matter what your specialization is. So it's very important na tutukan nyo yung training na 'to because hindi lang 'to, it's not only for now. Magagamit nyo 'to for whatever your specialization will be by the time that you're going to focus on your specialization already. So for day one, we're going to talk about professional email and VA foundations. Um, I, for you to be able to write clear, confident, client ready email and carry yourself like the professional an agency trusts with its inbox. Remember that when you're part of an agency, you're not just bringing your own name. You're also bringing the name of the agency na kung saan ka nabebelong. Okay? So what we're gonna cover today, objectives and why, the anatomy of an email, kung ano ba dapat yung nandun sa email na yon, tone and voice. We'll have guided practice later on, and of course, you will have activity, and we will assess and wrap up. Now, this may sound very very simple. Like, coach, sobrang dali lang naman talaga mag-create ng email. And I would agree to that. Madali lang din naman talaga mag-create ng email, especially now that we have AI to help us out. Pero creating a professional email is a different story. Anyone can send an email, but not everyone can send a professional email. The email that an agency, being a part of an agency, will be parang hindi sila mapapahiya the way we send out emails. And then again, let me reiterate that when you're part of an agency, hindi lang pangalan mo ang bit-bit mo. Pangalan ng agency na nag-hire sa'yo at nag-endorse sa'yo sa client, bit-bit mo all the way through. So, kailangan professional email ang isa-send mo sa mga clients. It should always be client ready. So, by the end of day one, you will be able to structure any professional email using the six-part framework. So, pag-uusapan natin yan later on. Write subject lines a busy executive can act on in under 3 seconds. Yung tipong executives, business owners are very very busy. So whenever they look at the email, sometimes your emails get unnoticed. They would not, parang it will get ignored. Why? Because it doesn't seem to be something important, or it's just so vague that the recipient will not even understand if kailangan ba nila replyan yan or hindi. Now, we need to make sure that we could write subject lines that even a busy executive will act on it in under 3 seconds. And I will show you a tool later on wherein you can test your subject line if pasado ba o hindi ang subject line. So, minsan kasi akala natin yung paggawa ng subject line pwede ng EOD, end of day updates. Ganun lang. So, there's actually a tool, a website where you can check your subject line if it's ready to go or if pasado ba yung subject line na yon. Okay? Now, adjust tone to sound warm, clear, and confident, never robotic or overly casual. So sometimes kasi meron na si AI, may chat GPT na tayo, we are so confident that our emails are properly drafted. However, when you read it, it sounds AI. It shouldn't be. Like I said, like what I have been telling my students, AI is not our replacement. Okay? Tagagawa lang siya ng draft, but tayo mismo dapat ang magfa-finalize ng email na isi-send natin. Or whatever the AI creates for us, we need to check it first before sending it to whoever we want to send it to. Hindi siya replacement natin. Taga-draft lang siya. So handle the four everyday inbox situations. So meron tayong four inbox situations: acknowledging, scheduling, following up, and saying no politely. Apply the agency professionalism standard, response time, proofreading, and reply all discipline. And of course, we're going to have self-check any email against a 7-point quality checklist before you hit send. All right, let's start. Ready na ba ang lahat? Can you guys comment one in the chat box if ready na ang lahat? Nandiyan na tayo sa may mga papel at ballpen na tayo. Okay. All right. There you go. And I'm so sorry if I sound robotic. Yung iba, while I was doing my recruitment training, so, coach, parang you don't sound okay. Parang you don't sound like our coach. I'm so sorry. Ganyan talaga. Hindi ako na siya hindi pa masyado nakakapagsalita sa point na to. Okay. All right. There you go. So, email is the VA storefront. Sabi ko nga, ito yung kakainin mo. Ito yung breakfast, lunch, and dinner ng every virtual assistant. Email will always be a part of our life as a virtual assistant. Why? Because, of course, we work remotely, and email is one of the ways that we have to communicate with clients, stakeholders, and coworkers. Though we already have inside the company, internally, you will probably have um, communication tools like just like Slack, WhatsApp. Meron tayong mga ganyan. But email is a universal way of communicating to anyone, especially when you work as a virtual assistant. So email is the VA's storefront. Ano nga ba yung at stake in an inbox? It's the client's first impression of you. The client will see it before anything. So before they see your work, they read your email. Clean email signals you'll be clean with our calendar, files, and tasks. Unang email pa lang kapag hindi professional looking, it says a lot about you already as a virtual assistant. It says a lot about the agency, where you're from, who hired you. Unang email pa lang makikita na ng client if you're professional, if you are reliable, if you can be trusted, if you can represent their company. So it's very important. And that's the client's first impression of you. It can also save or waste your executive time. So very important. A clear email is answered in seconds. A vague one triggers 3 reply cycles. The exact thing you were hired to prevent. So you're hired as a virtual assistant most of the time to lessen the time of the process. Sobrang Imagine if you send out a vague email, uh, it will trigger more replies. So parang back and forth na emails instead of just, sending one email. It has all the details and all the information they need to know. And so that can save time. Pero kapag maling email, pag vague masyado ang email mo, it wastes the executive time. So it represents the whole agency. So client judge the agency by your reply. Yun yung sinasabi ko kanina na being a virtual assistant hired directly by an agency, you represent the agency as well, not only yourself. You're bringing the name of the agency. One sloppy message can cost a retainer. One great one earns referrals. So, yung mga clients ng agency na yan, ng mga agency, um, if you do good, they can always have referrals. They can always provide more clients. And yung word of mouth natin, it has a huge impact. If you are being referred to other clients, mas malaki ang impact nun kesa tayo mismo ang naghahanap ng clients for the agency. So, ikaw mismo being the representative or a representation of the agency, if sloppy ang reply mo, it can actually cost a retainer. That you could probably be the last person they will hire from the agency, or the agency, if you can actually send a great reply or can send a great email, that client can refer that agency to other clients as well. Mistakes are public and permanent. Once you send that, wala nang bawian yon. Though we have later on, I will teach you how you can set up the undo feature sa Gmail, pero hindi lahat, parang once naglapse yung, kunwari 5 seconds, 30 seconds yung max sa Gmail, once naglapse yan, wala na. It's sent. Hindi na siya maa-undo. And it sits there forever in someone else's inbox or the recipient's inbox. So we need to be very careful. So ano ba yung kailangan dun sa email? Ano ba yung mga parts ng email na kailangan present whenever you send out an email? So let's talk about the anatomy of a client ready email. So these are the six parts of every professional email. And I want you guys to take a screenshot of this so that you will have um, basis later on for our activities. You will get a copy of the material through Notion, pero later on sa activity natin, mas maganda kung meron na kayong screenshot nito para meron kayong ma-review. Okay, there you go. So, six parts of every professional email. Of course, there should always be a subject line, and the subject line should always be specific and actionable. So the reader knows the topic and what's needed before opening. Now, I also have worked as a business dev manager, and we create email marketing campaigns for clients. We look for clients for my boss, for whoever I am, for the agency that I work for. So I create email marketing campaign that goes out to potential clients, and the subject line would say it all. It depends whether our emails gets opened by potential clients or no. Ganyan kaimportante ang subject line. So it has to be specific and actionable. Kailangan pagkakita pa lang ng recipient ng email, they know that they need to open that email. Imagine an executive uh, being so busy they actually receive hundreds of emails on a daily basis. And as a virtual assistant, okay, papasukin lang natin yung kakapasok lang. So as a virtual assistant, you need to make sure that your email gets noticed by the client right away. Kasi kung hindi, if you reply to the client, tapos hindi specific and actionable yung subject line mo, it will be ignored by the client, hindi mapapansin. So kailangan alam agad, makita pa lang yung subject line, alam na nila agad that they need to act on it. They need to open it. They need to read your email. You should always have greetings, and the greeting should be warm and correct. Hi, Sarah. Do not ever say hey, especially for a new client, because that doesn't sound professional. And for US clients, it's normal to call them by their first name. That we don't usually call them ma'am or sir. We just call them directly with their first name. So hi Sarah, hi Jenny, hi whatever the first name is. Pwedeng ganun. So hey is very informal for new clients. So don't use hey. Okay. So context, 1 to 2 lines, why you're writing. Remind them of the thread so they don't have to scroll, so they don't have to think, because again, they do not have the luxury of time to recall what's the email all about. What are you talking about? So 1 to 2 lines should be explaining why you're writing. You need to remind them of the whole thing. Next is the ask or the answer. Kung meron kang tanong or meron kang sagot dun sa tanong niya sa previous email. So the single most important line, state clearly what you need or what you've done. Use a list if there are steps. And if there's a list, use bullet points. Always use bullet points for any yung pag-list na kailangan naka-bullet points. Easier for them to check. And then you need to close it. So set the next step plus courteous sign off. I'll send the calendar invite once you confirm. Thank you. Kailangan may close yun. Dapat hindi hanging. And your closing part of the email, it needs to be, you can make it easier for the recipient to decide. May mga ganung klaseng email, which later on I will show you some samples. Signature should always have your name, your role, and how to reach you. And this needs to be consistent every time because this is your professional badge. Now, when you are part of an agency or part of when you're already hired as a virtual assistant, most of the time it's the client who's going to prepare your signature. But if the client doesn't do that, you need to create your own signature. Just a quick question. Sino dito ang hindi pa marunong gumawa ng email signature? Taas ang kamay. Sige. No judgment tayo. Okay lang talaga because I can show you how to create an email signature. Just 1 second, I'm sorry. Okay, now I will show you how to create an email signature. Very quickly lang, para lang malaman ng lahat at lahat ay makapag-try. Dapat may email signature tayo. Okay? Sa Gmail tayo because most of the time, Google Workspace naman ang gamit ng kadalasan ng clients. So you need to open your email. This is my email. Sorry kung magulo yung email ko. This is my email. If you have your email account with you, you can follow through. Okay? So you need to log into your email. And then you need to go to the gear icon, yung settings na yan. Yan on the upper right hand side, settings. Click see all settings. Okay. Now, by default, it's on general tab. So scroll down ka lang a bit. Yan, you will see signature. Yan. So let's create a simple signature. Now, dito, kung wala ka pang signature, you will see blank pa lang, blank. So click on create new. And then um, you can name your signature. I will name it sample signature and then click create. Once you click, once you click on create, you will have a blank ano dito, blank box. That's where you will have to put in all your details. So for example, I'm just gonna copy this. For example, ito, lalagay ko my name, my other contact info, depending on kung saan ka na client. If you're representing a company, then you can put in your position and then the company name, and then your other contact info. If you're still an aspiring VA, then you can also create this. Yan. Make sure that your name is highlighted all the time. Okay. So now, below that, you would see signature defaults. Now, sa signature defaults, ang ibig sabihin lang nito, anong gagamitin mong email signature whenever you create an email. So for new emails, which one would you use? So for example, yan, I'll just choose the one that we created just now, sample signature. And for any replies or any responses, any forward message, ano din ang gagamitin mong signature. So let's use the same signature and then don't forget to save changes. Yan. Okay, let me do it one more time. Okay, so log into your email, go to settings, see all settings, and then scroll down a bit. Dito sa signature, you can create new. Lagyan mo lang ng pangalan, yung signature na yan. Click create. You will have an empty box. Put in your information and then you choose the signature default. And for now, I'm going to choose sample signature and then click save changes. To add photo, you can actually, ito, ayan, insert image. Okay. So now save changes. So let's try to check if this actually works. You can click on compose and then you would see your signature right there. Yes. Now I want to see some of the signatures that you created. Can you send me an email? Uh, can you send an email to jenny@thevaladder.com so I can see your signatures just real quick para lang makita natin yung mga signatures? Send it to jenny@thevaladder.com. Use the subject line signature. So jenny at the valadder.com. Let me know if you have sent it. If you have sent your email para ma-check ko yung signature, can you let me know here sa chat? Ayan, signature. There you go. And my picture. Perfect. And I want to give you a technique. Kapag may nakita kayong magandang signature, you can actually copy the signature and then paste it dun sa signature box. And then you can change, for example, if you want Lina's uh, signature, you can copy this, put it in the signature box, kanina yung empty box, and then you can just change the photo and the details. Pwede yan. Okay? Then, let me see. Ayan, very nice. Nakurap yata ang photo mo, Mary. Okay. There are signatures like this, pero much better pa rin na dun mo ilagay instead of a picture na nakaganito. Ha, mas better pa rin na yung signature mo text talaga. So, if you want to put a picture, pwede mo lagyan ng picture sa left side and then yung sa right side text siya. It looks much more professional pag ganun klase na signature. Okay? Sige. Okay, there you go. All right. I won't be able to uh, check all your signatures right now, but I will check it later on. So clear na? Okay na tayo sa signature. Okay, so remember that when you're already part of the company, your signature should always have your name, your role, and how to reach you, your contact information. Now, again, please don't get me wrong. Some companies, when they hire you, they will be the one to create your signature. So once you receive your um, email account, yung logins mo for your work email, it already has a signature on it. So yeah. Okay. So, eto tingnan natin yung subject lines, vague versus client ready. So, eto makes the reader work. Pag sinabing hi, quick question, update, that's very vague. So, meeting is very vague as well. Parang which meeting, ano, kailan, anong klaseng meeting to? Internal ba to? Kailan yung meeting to? Following up on what? So, especially yung mga blank subject line. And I see a lot of emails like this. As a recruiter myself, I see a lot of emails na kapag may hiring, bigla na lang magsasend ng email sa akin, naka-attach yung naka-attach yung resume, walang subject line, wala lahat. Basta nandun na yung ano, nandun, nandun na yung resume. So don't ever do that, ha. It's very, very unprofessional. Always put a subject line. Always draft the email professionally. Etong urgent, ayan, urgent. Anong klaseng urgent? Why is this urgent? So, dito naman sa right side, the action is obvious. So, confirm Thursday 2 p.m. call with Acme or travel booked itinerary plus receipts attached. Need your approval by Friday, vendor invoice. Three-time options for the board review. FYI only, no action needed. So, yan. And later on, sa subject line, I will give you this. This will actually help you with your subject lines. Kapag meron kang gagawing email at hindi ka sigurado kung tama ba yung subject line or maganda ba yung subject line mo, this will actually help you out. Subject line grader to. I'll send this to you. Dito sa chat. You can open it and then you can try. For example, ito, report update and question. Pag sinabi natin yung ano natin is update only. Ayan, 67 lang ang score. So, bagsak. Bagsak kasi ganyan lang siya update. Pero when you create a good subject line, magiging 100 yan siya. So just like the one that I created earlier. Okay? So you guys can bookmark that email subject line grader.com. So you can check your subject line if pasado ba o hindi si subject line na gagamitin mo. Next, let's talk about tone, the agency voice. So it needs to be warm, human, not a robot. Like I said, you can always use AI because anyone's using AI. Everyone's using AI. At least 90. At least 90 para sure talaga na pasado ang subject line mo. 90 to 100. Better talaga pag 100, okay? So, yeah. So only the agency voice, it needs to be warm. Like I said earlier, everyone's using AI right now. So way back when I was still when AI wasn't around, creating email was not easy because of course we need to make sure that the email is grammatically correct. So we use other tools like Grammarly, Killbot para lang tingnan kung tama yung grammar ng email na sinesend namin. Number two, kailangan ma-retain namin yung professional tone all the time. sa mga emails. Pangatlo, we need to reflect the tone of the company whenever we email a stakeholder or a client. So kailangan align yung tone ng email namin dun sa company na pinagtatrabahuan namin. Right now, it's easier because you can always use AI. But always remember, and then I want to reiterate this, that whenever you use AI, make sure to double check first and make sure that your email doesn't sound robotic. It should always sound and feel human. Now, happy to help with this. And then you have to make sure you use the name of the person. You need to connect with the person. Hindi pwedeng hi or hey. You should always use the first name. Hi, Sarah. Hi, Jenny. Yan. It needs to be clear. Short sentences, one idea per line. No jargon the client did use first. And of course, I want everyone to just use simple words. Di ko alam kung kailan ko sinabi 'to from our past, trainings that I said, when you use mga big words, it doesn't usually sound like you're more intelligent than the other person. Sometimes using the using clear and simple words make your it usually makes your email mas clear, mas easier to understand, and mas mapabilis ang turnaround time. Mas mabilis yung reply, yung return, kaysa you would use words that are very vague, very mga big words na mahihirapan na yung recipient sa'yo. So just use simple words. It doesn't have to be extravagant na mga words, kumbaga. And of course, no jargons, no jargons. Also, it needs to sound confident. You state, don't grovel. I'll handle it. Beats, I'll try. Don't ever use I'll try. Um, no chains of sorry to bother you. Tapos din po madalas simple words din gamit nila. Ayaw nila ng pasikot-sikot. Yes. And isa pa, they're very busy. Sometimes the executive just, send you one line, especially kapag sobrang busy nila. And they don't use talaga sobrang hirap na mga words. It, you don't have to. Just use simple words. Just use simple words. Avoid too casual. So no hey, LOL, NP, emoji, or slang with clients. So the client would say, for example, unfortunately, I wouldn't be able to attend to the meeting tomorrow, this and that. And you would reply, NP, I understand. Oh, diba? Sagwa pakinggan eh. So it has to be professional. Don't be too casual. Your email should always sound professional, no matter how you would want the tone. For example, you want it to be warm, you want it to be clear, confident, but do not ever remove the professional tone in your emails. Avoid too stiff naman. No, pursuant to your correspondence, something like that. So professional is not, it's not equivalent to being robotic. The sweet spot, talk like a calm, capable colleague, warm plus clear plus confident tone. Okay? So before and after a real reply. So for example, eto yung before. Hey, so the client wants to move the meeting. I think Tuesday works, but not sure. Let me know, LMK, what you think. Thanks. So parang barkada lang yung parang text lang, no. Hi. Hey, so the client wants to move the meeting. I think Tuesday works, but not sure. Let me know what you think. Thanks. And even let me reiterate that even when you are sending this to a coworker, to a team member, yung katrabaho mo sa isang kumpanya, and you would send this via chat, please do not use LMK and this one too. Parang dapat complete all the time. So this, a real reply, subject, reschedule Acme call, Tuesday 10 a.m. or 2 p.m. Andyan na agad, actionable na kaagad yung subject line. Hi David, Acme asked to move Monday's call. Two options that fit your calendar, Tuesday at 10 a.m. or Tuesday at 2 p.m. Let me know which you prefer and I'll send the invite. Thanks. Diretso, walang pasikot-sikot, may options para hindi na mag-isip si David kung anong option meron siya. Nandiyan na yung option. Nandiyan na yung action items niya kung kailangan niya na lang sabihin na it's 10 a.m. works for me. Tuesday 10 at 10 a.m. works for me. So straight to the point, hindi mahabang email because executives do not have the luxury of time to read long emails. Okay, and subject line, makikita niya na kaagad that this needs his attention right away. Here, Okay, now let's try this. So messy, this is a messy message. Can you guys see this? Maliit siya. Readable naman, clear. Okay. The messy message project this draft and rewrite it on screen. Ayan. So subject stuff. Yung subject lang is stuff. Hi, I got your message about the report you wanted. I'll try to maybe get it done sometime this week if I have time. Also, do you still need the other thing? Thanks. If you read this, hindi ko alam kung anong mafe-feel ko if I will be the one to receive this kind of email. So I got your message about the report you wanted. I'll try to maybe get it done sometime this week if I have time. Also, do you still need the other thing? Like I was, kung ako makakatanggap nito, what's the other thing? And you'll try to maybe get it done. And so what if you do not have the time to do that? So let's fix the subject line. Let's add a proper greeting using the sender's name. Let's replace I'll try to maybe with confident commitment plus date. Or let's turn the other thing into a specific separate question. And let's add a warm close and next step. So from hi, I got your message about the report you wanted. I'll try to maybe get it done sometime this week if I have time. Also, do you still need the other thing? Thanks. Let's do it. Let's fix the subject line. Stuff doesn't tell the reader anything. So let's make it specific and actionable. So subject, report, update, and question regarding additional request. Now let's try the subject line. Kukopyahin ko lang. Sorry, I have to. Ayan yung subject line, report, update, and question regarding additional request. Try natin dito. Now, that subject line is 100, yung score niya, so good to go. The recipient knows exactly what the email is about before opening it. Yes, that's right. That's right. Yeah, and so and then let's add a proper greeting. Hi is too casual for most client communications. So instead of using that, you use the person's name whenever possible. So hi Sarah, this immediately feels more professional and personal. And more than that, it really feels personal. So I always tell you guys to always create or build relationship with the people you work with or build relationship with the clients. So, eto composing emails like this, it makes it really personal. It's not and professional. Hindi siya yung hi lang, yung parang hindi connected with each other. So this immediately feels more professional and personal. Yung context naman, instead of jumping straight into the message, remind them why you're writing. Use one to two lines about the context. So thank you for your message regarding the report you requested. So now the recipient would not need to guess what's this email all about. Ano ba yung kailangan niya? Ano ba what's this all about? So the client doesn't need to guess which report we're talking about as well. Next, improve the ask or update. So yung original na message, it says, I'll try to maybe get it done sometime this week if I have time. This sounds really uncertain and it lacks ownership. It's just like if I would read that from you, you would I would probably be thinking that I can't rely on you with this task. I probably will have to ask someone else to do it anyway because I'm not sure if you will have time this week. I'm not sure if you can get it done. I'm not sure if you can actually do it at all. So I'll have to find someone else na lang. Kesa I will have to wait and then maybe maybe towards the end of this week, you'd probably tell me I have not done it because I never had the time to do it. So it lacks ownership. It's very uncertain, very hanging. So you can replace it with I'm currently working on the report and will have it completed by Friday. So walang try, walang maybe, walang if I have time. So the message is clear and confident. And yung isa niyang sinabi na, do you still need the other thing? Which is too vague. We don't know what's the other thing. So if the executive is very busy or the client that receives this email would probably think, what's the other thing? Did I request something else? They have too much on their plate. And whenever we send them too vague information or email like this, they probably be thinking, ano nga ulit yung sinabi ko sa kanya? What's the other thing? So instead of saying that, you could say, could you also confirm whether you still need the additional document we discussed? And if you know what document is that, you can also include that in your email. So, for example, could you also confirm whether you still need the Q2 report that we discussed? Okay. Now the client knows exactly what you're asking. So add a professional closing. Tell the client what happens next. Once I receive your confirmation, I'll proceed accordingly. It makes it easier for the client to know what to do next. Ano ba after this email, what to do next? What's the action item for me as a client? And of course, add your signature. Okay? Any questions so far? So, eto na yung final email from this. Hi, I got your message about the report you wanted. I'll try to maybe get it done at sometime this week if I have time. Also, you still need the other thing. Thanks. From that to this. Hi, Sarah. Thank you for your message regarding the report you requested. I'm currently working on the report and we'll have it completed by Friday. Could you also confirm whether you still need the additional document we discussed? Once I receive your confirmation, I'll proceed accordingly. Thank you. Best, Jenny Smith, Executive Assistant. Any question? And then again, the subject line is there as well. Any question before we proceed to your your tasks? None so far. Now, before we proceed to our task, kanina I mentioned about you can actually delay the sending time of para magkaroon pa siya. Kung napansin niyo, whenever you send an email to a client or to someone else, meron siyang undo option, right? Sino nakakita na nun sa Gmail? Like undo. But then it's gone after a few seconds. So we can actually set it up sa email, sa Gmail natin. So punta ka sa Gmail mo. Yeah, 30 seconds is actually the max. 5 is the minimum. So dito sa settings, see all settings. Ayan, andyan na siya agad, undo, send. So you can send cancellation period to 5, 10, 20 seconds, and I would suggest you go for 30 seconds, especially if you're just new to the company, so that you will have enough time para kunwari na send mo tapos naalala mo, "Hay, walang attachment pala yun," you can undo it. And remember, you can never undo the sending na parang tawag niyan, forever. But you only have 30 seconds max to undo the sending of that email. Okay? So gets, again, kung nasa email ka, just go to settings, see all settings, and then by default, nasa general tab siya. Andyan na yung undo send, and then you can change it to 30 seconds, and then, of course, save changes. Carry? Gets? Carry na? 30 seconds is the max. All right? Questions? No questions. Okay, let's fix this. So can you book me a dentist style 30-minute slot with our accountant next week? Mornings are better. Send me the Q1 numbers when you get a sec. So how do you respond to this email? So this message right here is from the client. So the client says, "Hi, can you book me a dentist style 30-minute slot with our accountant next week? Mornings are better and send me the Q1 numbers when you get a sec." Sige. Uh, you can write your answer to a Word doc, and whoever wants to share the answer can also share it now. Let's we're supposed to do it by pairs, but we can do it individual. Sige, carry na. Sige, answer this. Create, draft a response. So again, this email is coming from your client, and your client says, "Hi, can you book me a dentist style 30-minute slot with our accountant next week? Mornings are better. Send me the Q1 numbers when you get a sec." How would you respond to this email? You can share it through chat, but of course, I need your answers in a Word doc so that I can check that later on. I'll give you 5 minutes to respond to this. And we already have we have two answers here. Yeah, let's wait for others. Yeah, 3 minutes more. For those who are sending the options, kunwari meron ka ng option meron ka ng options for the client. Kapag nilagay mo Tuesday at 9 a.m., it would be better to put on the date. So what date is Tuesday? For example, June 23, Tuesday, June 23, 2026 at 9 a.m. para sigurado tayo kung aling Tuesday to or aling Wednesday to. Okay, always put the date para hindi malito si client. Very good on the response. Okay. I'll coordinate with our accountant and look for a 30-minute morning slot next week that works for everyone. Once I have the available times, I'll send you a few options for confirmation. Perfect. I'll also pull together the Q1 numbers and send them over as soon as possible. Please let me know if there's anything specific you'd like covered during the meeting. For okay. All right. Did you test your subject line using the subject line grader?
Yes, coach.
Perfect. Good job. I call your account here two morning options. Can I let me know which one works for you? Okay. Okay. And your email your signature. Just uh wanna remind you of your signature. Just make sure that you have your complete name for your signature. Okay, perfect. June 30th at 9:30 a.m., 10 a.m. Great, great. 1 minute more. Keep your answers in Word doc because I'll be checking that. Okay. For the subject line, Charmaine, you can use appointment instead of just putting dentist style appointment. That's some sort of para siyang parang tawag nito. Uh, term na ginagamit nila for a 30-minute appointment. So, pwede nating tanggalin yung dentist style because that's too casual as well. Kahit na ginamit pa siya ng client. Okay, there. Okay, perfect. All right. So, yung iba, you can, again, keep your answers sa isang Word doc and then I will be asking each one of you to send it to me later on. Pwede niyong i-attach dun sa isa pang task na gagawin natin. So let's try it. Ito, meeting with accountant and Q1 numbers. Hi, kung sino man yung client na yon, yung client name. Thank you for your email. I'd be happy to assist with both requests. I'll coordinate with the accountant and send you a few 30-minute meeting options for next week, focusing on morning availability. This email doesn't have any options yet, considering that I do not have the availability just yet and I need to confirm it first. I'll also pull together the Q1 numbers and send them to you by the end of the day. Please let me know if there are any specific dates next week that you would prefer for the meeting. Thank you, and then your name, and then your job title. Those who actually have given their answers, it really looks good. Except lang dun sa mga, again, sa mga um, subject line, make sure that you check it sa subject line grader. If you send anything that has to do with dates, like for example, June 3rd, Tuesday, make sure that it has a date, even when you already have specifically mentioned that it's going to be next week, because if you don't put the date, the client would probably think, when is this going to be? It's Tuesday, but when is this going to be? Is this June 30th? Is this June 31? May 31 bang June? Yung ganun, yung parang para easier na lang for the client to think kung kailan talaga yan. Again, let's make the client's life easier all the time. Okay? So, other than that, kaya na. Appointment with accountant plus Q1 numbers. Yes, Charmaine, that's good. That's already good. All right. Next. So, eto naman, agency scenario, your first morning inbox. So, for example, you're the new VA at Bright Lane Agency. So you support Maria, a busy founder. You open her inbox at 8 a.m. and find three messages. Now draft a client-ready reply to each of the emails using the six-part framework, yung kaninang pinascreenshot ko sa inyo, and the agency voice. Work solo, you'll self-check against the 7-point checklist later on. So, eto yung tatlong messages na kailangan nyo sagutin. Again, lahat ng mga sagot dito should be in Word doc. Isang doc lang to ha, para isahang check ko na lang. Isang Word doc lang. So, message A, did you ever send that contract? Need it ASAP. But the scenario is already sent this last Friday. Reply calmly, resend, no defensiveness. Next, a vendor offering a meeting anytime this week. Maria is free Wednesday, Thursday afternoon only. Propose specific slots. And then lastly, a request to attend a 5 p.m. Friday call, but Maria has a hard stop at 4 p.m. So decline politely and offer an alternative. So I'll give you 10 minutes to do this. I'll give you up until 11:10 to do this. And then I'm going to ask someone to share your responses. Yeah, go for it. Yung mga responses niyo pala, you can create one main document and then you can create tabs. Uh, familiar ang lahat sa Word doc or Google Doc na tabs. Is everyone familiar with it? Okay. Who's not familiar with using tabs? And rename each tab. Okay. All right. Very nice. Okay. So I'm going to put myself on mute. 11:10. You can answer this up until 11:10. Let me know. Once done, you can raise your hand so I would know who else are still working on the responses. Pagtapos na, raise your hand. Okay, 3 minutes more. Yung mga tapos na, you guys can raise your hand para alam ko kung sino yung tapos na answering these emails. Tatlo lang naman 'to, tatlo lang. Okay? Sino-sino ang tapos na? Raise your hand for I can see it. Okay, there you go. How about the rest? Yung mga ano, kunwari wala kayo sa computer ngayon, nasa phone lang kayo and you can't complete the activity, raise hand lang para I would see kung pwede na tayo makapag-move on sa next. Mga hindi makapaggawa ng task. Alright, sige. Sige, raise hand lang sa mga tapos na o sa mga hindi makakagawa so that we can move on. Okay, alright. Okay, there you go. Sige. Let's try to check how we would be responding to each of these messages. So for number one, or for the email A, subject contract request. Thank you for hi, and then the client's name. Thank you for reaching out. The contract was sent last Friday, but I've attached it again here for your convenience. Please let me know if you're unable to access the attachment or if you need anything else from our side. I'm happy to assist. I want you guys to take a screenshot of this. You can compare it with your answer and see for yourself if there's anything that needs to be um, improved in the response that you created. And then again later on I will be checking all of your outputs ha. So sa second message naman, meeting availability this week. Hi, whoever the vendor is. Thank you for reaching out. Maria is available this week on Wednesday and Thursday afternoons. Would either of the following times work for you? So Wednesday 2 p.m. Again, I'm gonna put the date for better for clearer message sa recipient. 2 p.m. Thursday, 3 p.m. Please let me know which option you prefer and I'll send a calendar invitation. So thank you and I look forward to hearing from you. Let me do that so that, for example, mat dito nalagyan. So, for example, this is June 24, 2026.
Sorry po.
Yeah.
Coach, may question na po. Dun sa email B, okay lang po ba kung for example, naglalagay ka ng ano, yung between, like for example, di ba po may bullet points tayo sa Wednesday and Thursday. Like you will put like Wednesday to 24 between 2 p.m. and 4 p.m. Ganun. Possible po ba yun or hindi pwede?
Sorry. Sorry. May malakas na background noise.
Ay,
Hindi kita marinig.
baka po, sorry po, baka po yung fan.
Echo, echo.
Sorry. Echo po ba? Yan po, okay na
Yeah.
po.
Yan, better.
Yeah,
Yeah, better.
I think the fun po. Yung coach, yun, as well, I was saying nga po, yung sa email me po, possible po ba kung halimbawa maglalagay ka ng, di ba may bullet points po tayo, Wednesday and Thursday, but you will put like yung timing niya na between 2 to 4, like 3 to 5, ganun. Is it possible na meron ganun ano? Or kailangan specific ka talaga dun sa time lang? One time lang?
Puwede naman siya na sabihin natin Wednesday, June 24, 2026 at 2 to 4 PM. Puwede 'yun kapag depende kasi 'yun sa availability, ni Maria. So, if Maria is available from 2 PM to 4 PM, that's fine. Pero
Opo.
remember that Maria has yung third natin hard stop ni Maria ng forms 4. So, puwede lang 2 to 3. Kasi kapag 4 mag-start ang meeting, lalagpas na siya sa hard stop ni Maria. So, that's one thing to consider. Pero to answer your question,
Ah,
puwede kang maglagay ng range ng time kumbaga. As long as kapag sinabi nilang afternoon, then you can put in between this and that. The problem with that though is, etong humingi ng availability ni Maria, if this is a real scenario, it's not parang masasayang kasi yung time kasi hindi lang siya ang possible na hihingi ng time ni Maria. So there might be some other person who's going to ask for an availability of Maria for that for that same day. So para lang hindi siya masayang naman yung time. Kasi hindi natin alam if this client will respond right away. Kung mag-respond right away, okay lang. Kasi hindi kasi once you have if you look at the bigger picture, kunwari magre-reply ka, Maria is available this week on Wednesday, Thursday, Wednesday, June 24, between 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. or 25, 3 p.m. Between 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. So yung 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. ng Thursday and 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. ng Wednesday, nakatenga yon for that recipient. Ibig sabihin, you can't offer the same time to any other vendor because binigay mo siya sa eto na vendor. So now, if someone else will ask for Maria's availability in the afternoon on Wednesday, you can't give them another time anymore kasi lahat ng afternoon, binigay mo muna dito sa unang recipient. So unless they would confirm na we're good with Wednesday 2 p.m. to 3, then now you can give the other person asking for Maria's availability ng 3 to 4 naman. Diba, na-gets mo?
yes.
Para
Yes, ma'am.
kasi hindi lang iisang tao ang hihingi ng time slot ng isang executive. So,
So much
better
better
yet to
po
give
talaga na bali one time lang talaga. Like,
yeah,
no,
much
ano.
better. Though
Thank
I need
you.
to okay, though I need to as well na some clients, some executives, they have Calendly. Yung 'pag sinabi nating Calendly, yun yung third party scheduling tool na nandun yung availability ng client mo and all they need to do is click the Calendly link and then they can choose whichever schedule works for them. So Calendly is much more easier. And sa Google Calendar, we also have that option. We already have pakita ko sa inyo ha. Meron na siya, and later on I will teach you how to create something like this. Uh, para hindi na gumamit ng third party tool si client. So for yung client mo, ito booking pages, you can create booking pages inside Google Calendar. That way, wala na siyang back and forth. Kasi if you send this kind of email, may back and forth pa rin to. Kasi sasabihin pa ng client, ng vendor na, well, once June 24 works for me at 2 p.m., syempre, sasandan mo siya ng ganito, ganyan, confirmation pa, and so on and so forth. What if hindi sila available Wednesday, Thursday? What if available lang sila Thursday, 1 p.m.? Parang ganon. So, may back and forth. Unlike if you have a booking page inside Google Calendar, you have a booking page, all you need, or a Calendly link, all you need to do is send the link. So for example, if my link ka, thank you for reaching out. You can book you can book a call with Maria through this link. That way you can choose the best day and time that works for you. So yung link na lang isesend mo, i-click nila, that they can book the schedule with Maria. So Calendly, is everyone familiar with Calendly? May limit ba yung booking pages? If um wala siyang, para I think you can only create one booking page inside Google Calendar, but I'll have to double check kasi when I was creating a booking page inside Google Calendar, I can only create one. So sa Calendly naman, if your client has a Calendly account, if bayad yung Calendly niya, you can create, walang limit. Pero pag hindi bayad, you can only create one. Sorry, parang hindi ata ito yung Calendly ko, but let me check. Sorry, wait lang. So, kung merong Calendly ang client mo, again, if it's a paid account, ay wala. Anong mga Calendly ko? Wait lang. Kung merong Calendly ang client mo, and if it's a paid account, you can definitely create booking pages ng maramihan. So, let me just try to log in ha. Hindi ako nakakapag-log in sa... But ayaw. I have a Calendly account. Saglit lang talaga. So, you guys can see Calendly. Yung mga hindi familiar pa sa Calendly. So, for example, this is Calendly, and so ang ipapadala mo na lang sa kanya is yung link, and then once mag-open siya ng link, once i-open niya yung link na yon, ganito yung makikita niya. So, yan. Oops. Ba yan? Di na available yung calendar ko. But anyway, I'll show you Calendly pag nandun na tayo sa calendar naman na discussion. So we're gonna discuss that. We're gonna dig deeper sa Calendly and sa booking. I'm gonna show you and I'm gonna teach you how you can create the booking page inside Google Calendar as well. And kung paano gumawa ng ano dito sa Calendly, ng booking page using Calendly. And kung paano din siya gamitin. Okay? So, and then if yun na nga, if may booking page or may Calendly, you can just insert the link here, and then that saves so much time for both of you. Kasi wala nang kailangan, hindi na kailangan ng confirmation email, wala nang back and forth. Kasi the recipient, whoever wants to book a schedule with Maria, can just choose the best day and time that works for her. And of course, it works for Maria because it's available dun sa Calendly. And may specific time yan. Like, for example, kung 30 minutes, kung 1 hour, and then it's connected directly to Maria's calendar, whether it's Outlook calendar or Google calendar, kung naka-Calendly siya. it's connected directly to her calendar para mag-reflect lahat ng meetings. Kunwari may na-book ka using kunwari may Calendly siya tapos nag-book ka using the calendar, mare-reflect siya, hindi siya magso-show as available sa Calendly if may nag-book na dun, if may na-book ka na mismo directly sa Google Calendar. And the same way din sa booking page inside Google mas lalo na 'yun kasi isang calendar lang 'yun, eh. Okay? Sige, but don't worry sa mga hindi familiar sa Calendly, we're gonna discuss that as well. And pati yung booking page inside Google Calendar. All right. So for the last message, Friday call request. Thank you. Hi, whoever the recipient is or kung sino yung nag-request. Thank you for the invitation. Unfortunately, Maria is unavailable at 5 p.m. on Friday due to a prior commitment. However, she would be happy to connect at an alternative time. Would any of the following work for you? Friday, again, always put the date, ha? Friday, 3 p.m., Monday, 10 a.m. Please let me know your preference. I'll be happy to coordinate the meeting. Thank you for your understanding. Best regards. That. And so again, if there's a Calendly, if there's booking page, just put the link and it'll be easier. It will save you both of your time. Okay? Any questions so far? So now give this your client ready email toolkit. So the 6-part template. Wait lang. Can you guys still hear me? Parang nawala. Ay, okay. Pinayos ko lang to. So the 6-part template. Ayan. 7. Eto, uh, I wanna reiterate the 7-point present checklist. Now, most of the time, once we have been sending a lot of emails every day, minsan nagiging complacent tayo sending emails.
Excuse
I
me, wala po
Ano
kayong
yun?
screen. Thank you po.
Sorry, let me reshare it. Ayan, kita na ulit.
Okay
I
na
get a
po,
thumbs up.
thank you.
Okay. All right, thank you so much. Ito yung 7-point pre-send checklist kasi most of the time once we have been sending a lot of emails on a daily basis, we get too complacent. So sometimes we don't check our emails already. And I know that I have been for some of my trainees, I have been giving this as a sample that which happened to me before that when I send my email, actually it's not an email, it's a message sa Skype. And before there's still Skype before right now we don't have Skype anymore. Dati may Skype. So sa Skype kasi you can only edit the message if you just sent it. Pag resend mo lang sinend, ma-edit mo pa. Pero kapag inabot na ng mga hours, hindi mo na ma-edit yung message na send mo through Skype. So anong nangyari? Design ako ng end of day report sa client ko and then sinabi ko doon, so end of day reports, so on so forth, this is what I did, again like that, and then yung sa last end of shift. So I double check, halata ang age coach. Oo nga, sino nakahabol pa sa Skype dito? Ako grabe, ilang taon ko din ginamit yung Skype. Actually, yung isang client ko, Skype ang gamit, ngayon Teams na kami. So, inabot na lang ng pagbili ng Teams sa Skype. So anyway, I was creating my end of day report, sinend ko sa client ko. The following day, I logged in and yung pinakahuling message was my report. And then when I logged in, I was about to send my logging in message to my client, and then I saw that the message that I sent was my report, and then the last thing that I said was end of shit, SHIT, which was supposedly shift, SHIFT. So, wag tularan. Always double check everything that you send, especially emails, because when you send an email, there's no way you can edit whatever is already there. Again, remember the errors that you commit in your emails will forever sit there, will forever be in their inbox unless they remove it, unless they delete it. It's gonna be forever there. So always double check the emails before sending. So ito yung naanad kay sabot-tabol. So, eto yung mga checklist na kailangan niyo i-double check before you even hit the send button. Okay, subject is specific and actionable. You greeted the person by name. The ask or the update is in the first two lines. The tone is warm, clear, confident, no typos. You have the right recipients. You choose reply versus reply all, and attachment is actually attached. Now, for some emails, it will tell you you mentioned that you have an attachment if you have not attached anything yet. But please always be careful. If double check din ninyo kung tamang attachment yung na-send ninyo, because sometimes even how careful we are, sometimes mali pa rin yung nalalagay natin doon. So, yung ilang ulit mo ng sinend. Sometimes what I do is, before I send the email, kasi our eyes get too familiar with whatever we're sending. And everything looks familiar, parang nakikita ng hindi na na-identify ng sarili nating mga mata which part is not correct. Alam mo yung parati mo nang nasa-send. Like me, I always double check but I did not even realize that I sent the end of shit instead of end of shift. Di mo na mapapansin yan. So, what I usually do if it's really an important email, parang sa isang stakeholder na napaka-important or everything else, what I do is I stand up, I just, uh, give it a minute and then I go back to my desk and then I check the email again and then double check before sending it. Okay? And meron pa akong ugali na sometimes I would even go to my sent items and check kung tama ba yung sinend ko. Baka mali, I can send another email and correct it. Pero prevention is always better than cure. Always check before sending. Before you even hit the send button, you already have double check everything. Pinapahinga ko rin muna mata ko lalo na 'pag critical yung email, confidential, et cetera. That's really a good idea. Ako ganyan din ako kapag super important ang email, kahit na anong double check ko, minsan I have to stand up first and then titingnan ko ulit bago ko i-send. Sometimes, and I know you guys are familiar with this, kapag yung brain natin o pa nandyan na, 'di ba? Minsan hindi na gumagana. We think that our brain cells work the same way. It it our brain cells don't work the same way, lalong-lalo na kapag sobrang pagod na natin. So, give it a rest, 'di ba? Yung sinasabi kong Pomodoro technique sa inyo, give it a rest before you send anything. Okay? Swap these phrases from sorry to bother to quick one for you. Don't ever say I'll try, I'll have it by, or I'll have it done. ASAP, put in a real date or time and the thing, name the thing. Don't ever don't ever use words that would keep the client thinking, ano ba to? Don't leave the client hanging or don't give uh, parang wag mo na bigyan ng trabaho si client para mag-isip pa kung anong ibig mong sabihin diyan or whatever it is. Just go straight to the point, name it if you uh i- don't say the thing, just name it. Just be very specific. Okay? So agency response standards, you know this. Sa email management natin as an executive assistant, sa email management natin, we have what we call two-minute rule. And who's familiar with that? Sa mga pag nakapag EA 101 natin, our two-minute rule is always if you can respond to the email within 2 minutes, just respond to it right away. That means if there are emails that doesn't require you to check something, doesn't require you to research something, then just respond to it right away. Pero make sure that you acknowledge within 10 minutes. Emails should be acknowledged within 10 minutes. If you wouldn't be able to acknowledge within 10 minutes, the client would probably be thinking, where are you exactly right now? Sa chat, hindi sa email. Sa chat, we have our 3-minute rule. 3 minutes. Within 3 minutes, you should have already responded to your client's message on Slack on Teams, on WhatsApp. If it's chat, it should be 3 minutes. If it's email, it should be 10 minutes. If you don't have the full answer yet, just acknowledge within 10 minutes and then full answer within 24 hours. And make sure that in your acknowledgement email, you should be able to um, tell the client that, for example, if the client is asking for the Q2 update, and you tell the client that I can have it done by tomorrow at noontime. Okay. Now, if delayed, send a holding reply. Always close the loop. So don't leave the client hanging. All right. So 10 minutes sa email, acknowledgement. Full response should be within 24 hours. Sa chat naman, 3 minutes. And if you are doing the email management, 2 minute, always remember the 2 minute rule. If you can respond to it in 2 minutes, respond to it in 2 minutes. Don't wait. If that, again, that means to say you don't have to research, you don't have to check someone else, you don't have to check anything else. If you can respond to it, just respond to it. Because if you are going to delay the response, it's gonna add up to the emails that you're going to manage later on. And this is for email management if you are an executive assistant. Okay? Ibig sabihin, email to ni client na pinag-uusapan natin. Pero pag email mo, it should be 10 minutes ang response time. So how a client-ready VA shows up, responsiveness, acknowledge fast, sorry, ang hirap pagsalita. Even if the full answer comes later. Silence reads as dropped the ball. Now, again, if you don't respond right away, if the client wouldn't be able to receive a response from you, ang isa sa mga iisipin ng client is asan na ang trabahante ko? May ginagawa ba tong taong to? Is he or she even in front of her computer? Okay, so the client is very busy and the client wants to know if you have received the email or not. So if you don't have the full answer yet, just acknowledge it. Reliability, do what you said by when you said. If you would say, I'll have it done by 12 noon tomorrow, have it done by 12 noon tomorrow. So don't ever uh, over promise and then under deliver. So when you say, I'll have it done first thing tomorrow, ibig sabihin when you log in at 9 a.m., it's already done and ready to send by 9 a.m. tomorrow. If you would say, I'll have it done before end of the day, then before you log out, you send it to your client. Be reliable. Don't say anything that you can't deliver. And again, close every loop you open. So precision, proofread. Again, remember the end of shift story. Proofread, write names, write files, write attachments. Write recipients. Sometimes when you send an email, you type the name, sometimes lalabas yung mga option na yan. And sometimes um you will not notice na na ibang Jenny na pala yung nasendan mo, ibang email na. So always double check if you have the right recipients. Okay? Reply all only when everyone needs it. If not, then just click reply. Composure, calm under pressure and criticism, never defensive, never emoji venting. Now, I know that some clients are or headache. Parang hindi ko alam kung ano pa bang mas mabait na term. May mga client talaga na minsan nakakairita yung mga sinasabi nila. But I always would tell my students, never ever, always remember they're the clients, we're the employees. We have to maintain that professionalism, whatever whatever the situation is. Okay? Now, whatever the situation is, remain calm, composed, and professional. Do not ever send an email when you are still so aggravated, you're so upset, you're like you can't control your emotion. Leave it there for 5 minutes. Give it 5 minutes. Huminga ka muna, tumayo ka muna, compose yourself before you send an email. Now, think before you click yung sinasabi nila always ganyan. 'Di ba? May mga times, it's not Christmas every day. I'm not gonna sugarcoat that. There will be times that you don't want the way your client would approach you. You don't want the client your anyone from your team. Sometimes there will be emails that you don't like the tone of it. And always remember, it's probably just you. It's not even probably the sender. Sometimes yung kumain ka na natin ay iba yung pagkatanggap natin ng ganyang klaseng message. Remember, hindi nagsasalita yung mga words na yan. So you're probably just receiving it or reading it differently. Baka it's not really the email, it's really just you. Maybe you're having a bad day. That's why all emails that you receive, feeling mo, parang iba 'to, parang ano, gusto mo, ibig ba sabihin nito, ganyan, 'di ba? And we become very defensive, where in fact, the person was just really asking. So, compose yourself first before sending anything, okay? Now, do not ever be too defensive and never emoji venting. Lagyan mo na ng mga angry etches diyan. Ayan, halt. Hungry, angry, lonely, tired. Analyze the situation. Yes. And do not ever, one thing that I would always tell my students is that do not ever do something that could ruin your reputation, especially when you're hired by an agency. When you're hired by an agency, hindi lang pangalan at reputasyon mo ang hawak-hawak mo, pati yung pangalan ng agency. If you become very defensive and if your email sounds like you are upset and it doesn't sound professional anymore, hindi lang ikaw ang masisira, pati yung agency masisira. So always remember that and do not ever do something that could ruin your reputation because we're in the online world. Anything can be spread. So from one client to another, from one agency to another. So wag na wag talaga. Okay? So if you are pag feeling mo sobrang galit mo pa and you want to really answer with full of emotions, just compose yourself first. Do not send an email first. And remember, if you send that, there's no turning back. If you send that, once it's sent, there's no turning back. Okay? Discretion, client info stays private. Assume every email could be forwarded. Pwede ba mag-ChatGPT ang email when it's toxic? Pwede naman, but always sabihin mo kay ChatGPT to always retain the professional tone, warm tone, yung ganyan. Later on, I'm gonna give you some AI prompts that you can use in creating emails para hindi kayo masyadong mahirapan. Okay? But then again, the draft lang ni ChatGPT, hindi sila replacement natin. Okay? Always remember that. Baka kasi masyado na tayong dependent sa AI. I'll handle it, bring solutions, not just problems. You take ownership of what you do. Okay. Eto yung day one natin in 6 lines. Key takeaways, every email, subject, greeting, context, ask or close, and then signature. Put the ask in the first 2 lines, make the reader's job easy. Subject is equals to verb plus topic plus deadline. 6 words, high leverage. Don't target warm, clear, confident, calm, capable colleague. Grace under pressure beats being right. Resend, don't defend. Now, sa mga argument na yan, no, sometimes you win the argument but you lose the person. Sometimes you win the argument but you lose the job. So, which one you'd rather be? Win the argument and lose the job, or just lose the argument and still have your job? Okay. So, do not ever do something that could ruin your reputation and the agency's reputation. Run the 7 point checklist on every email. It becomes a 20-second habit. Double check, triple check. So I'm gonna ask you to. You will have uh, any questions so far before I give you this prompt. Now I will give you 2 prompts, and this document I want you to what do you call this? Bookmark this because I will be adding more prompts as we go along. For now, you will have the email creation prompt. This one is for email creation prompts. The other one is response. Kapag kailangan mo mag-respond sa email. Ito kapag ikaw yung nag-send ng email. So, sa prompt na to, nandyan na yung 6-part structure. Lalagyan mo na lang ng recipient, yung purpose ng email, of course, yung context and then request, and then AI, you can use this prompt to any AI, yung ChatGPT or kahit Claude or kahit na anong AI ang gusto nyong gamitin. Okay? Now, for responding to an email, you can use this prompt. Andyan pa rin yung 6 structure natin, yung 6 elements na kailangan for every email para hindi mawala every time you send an email. And then, ito yung original email kung anong email ang kailangan mo sendan ng response and then ano yung intended response mo. That way, hindi mo na kailangan pa mag-isip kung paano ba to i-English to. Paano ba Englishin yung ano, pang-ilan ka sa magkapatid. Hindi mga ganon. You can just put it there and then the AI will compose it for you. And then double check, of course. Double check all the time. Okay? Bunso ako, coach. Ako rin bunso. But how would you translate that in English. I'm the youngest, but when you ask, uh, in your siblings, one, two, three, four, are you the four? Charis. Okay? Nakakatawa na ako, yes. The last one in the family. All right. Any question? I'm gonna send this to you right now, and then you will have your homework. So in your homework, once you receive it, file, make a copy, and then make sure that your full name is changed to your full name. Okay? Now, eto yung day one, 'di ba? I will be Eto yung homework. So you can rename this as your homework and then create another tab for the emails that you created earlier. Remember, we did some emails kanina, yung tatlong messages plus the first one. You can add the tabs here sa baba para isang document lang ang titingnan ko. So this as your email and then nandito din sa dulo to where to send it to and then the subject line. Admin VA day 1 task and then your full name. Are you the first or last? Assignment niyo yan. Paano yan Englishin? Ang hirap, 'di ba? Any questions so far?
Coach Joanna po, excuse me.
Yes, Jonna.
Yung pong ginawa nating mga emails kanina, isang tab lang po ba or separate po sila each tab?
Separate yung first and then yung tatlo, pwedeng isang tab na lang.
Okay po. Lagyan na lang po ng mga scenarios, ganon.
Yes. Yes. Basta
Okay po,
nakatab,
thank you.
basta isang document lang para isang check ko lang for day 1 na task. Copy mo na lang dito, Maria. Just you can add tab and then copy mo na lang yung answers mo. And then for this task right here, ayan, nandyan yung how this works, kung paano nyo gagamitin to. Ayan yung mga, dyan nyo ilalagay yung mga answer ninyo. And then eto naman is for inbox situations, pero 6 different scenarios. So you can put your answers below. And then eto naman tone repair. Dito yung answers ninyo.
Admin yun.
4 tabs, okay lang kahit din na separate ninyo, 4 tabs. Basta isang document lang. Isa lang dito.
Matulog ka eh.
Okay? Any questions so far? So I'll give you the task doc. Make sure, again, please make sure kasi sa mga tasks ninyo, sometimes when I open it, I don't have access to it. I don't have to edit it, so just give me a viewer access. So once you're here, click share, change the access, sharing permission to anyone with the link and then viewer before sending it to me. Kasi ang daming mga tasks na hindi ko ma-check because of this kasi naka-restricted siya. So again, anyone with the link and then viewer and then copy link before sending it to me. Okay? Meron din yan. Nilagyan ko dyan to anyone with the link. So, I'm gonna send this to you. The recording, I'm gonna stop the recording now. So, mag-load siya. Will be sent within 24 hours yung recording nito. Hopefully, Rhea is feeling better. Sabay-sabay pa kami nagkasakit, no?